Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binaries of all ages, welcome to How to Make a Literal Cat in your favorite RPG. I hope you're not here to learn how to do character creation the right way, because this is the Cat Creation Podcast. Hosted in part by me, Joel.
Hosted in other part by me, Avalon.
Hello, Avalon. How are you on this lovely action fiction This is the second to last action fiction autumn. Can you believe that?
I can't believe that, actually. I feel like we just got started.
And yet, it is going to be over.
All good things must come to an end, you know what they say.
They do say that.
But not just yet. We still got this episode and such.
That we do. So, anyway, we are actually not alone for this one, believe it or not. We have a guest. Not only that, a returning guest. The second of its kind. The second returning guest, by the way.
Yeah.
Anyway, please welcome back Sean.
Thank you very much. Yes, friends, I'm back by no one's popular demand. Where's everyone going? Hello? No, I'm back. It's great to be back on the podcast. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back. So, just in case we have a new listener out there, would you refresh our audience's memory on your cat creation credentials, your cat experience, RPG experience, podcast experience? You know, anything like that?
You asked me that once before, and I was so nervous about being on this show, my mind went completely blank the moment you asked me that question. I lost childhood memories when you asked me that question. That was crazy.
Oh, God.
But I admit, this time I have notes. So I can actually remember some of the things. So my role-playing career begins when I'm about 8 or 9 years old. Like most people, I started with Dungeons & Dragons, the red box set with the horn helmet guy on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
I was a wizard. I had 1 hit point. I met a goblin who had 2 hit points, and it all went downhill from there. I didn't really play seriously again until I got to college, though I did love to go to used bookstores and collect like bits and pieces of other role-playing systems, even though I couldn't play them because I never had the core book. But that's when I got to introduced to stuff outside of high fantasy, you know, like superhero RPGs or science fiction stuff. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness was probably one of the first ones I got to play really in a campaign with my friends at college. I still remember I was a chicken who used Kung Fu. His name was Roost Lee. He wore sunglasses and was really cool. But yeah, ever since I've been just kind of like running campaigns on and off with friends or playing games. I wish I got to play more than I run, but that's the way it goes sometimes. In terms of podcasting, about 10 years ago, I completely forgot this happened. About 10 years ago, I was part of a podcast called Rolling Intentions, and I did actual plays on this podcast 10 years ago. Multiple ones, which I completely forgot the moment you asked me the question. But you can actually find them on YouTube if you look up Rolling Intentions. There are old episodes still there. And one of the actual plays that I did is for the game we're discussing tonight.
Which is?
We are talking about The Spirit of 77 by Monkeyfun Studios, written by David Kizia and Bob Richardson. From 2015, 10 years ago. Imagine that.
I'm imagining 10 years ago. I just started at community college.
10 years ago, I was still in high school.
That's right. Avalon is slightly younger than me.
Yeah, just barely.
I'm so old. But no, so yeah, I actually backed the Kickstarter. My name's in the back of the book.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, like I said, it was a really cool idea because I am a huge fan of 1970s popular culture. And that's what this game is all about. Before we get too deeply into it, do you guys have any views or takes on 70s popular culture? Music, movies, television, anything?
They made Indiana Jones and Star Wars back then, right?
Star Wars, yes. I think Indy was early 80s.
Oh, okay.
I've seen That 70s Show. That's about all my exposure to the 70s.
Oh, yeah. I saw that too.
So, unlike the two of you, I was actually alive during the 1970s, though I was very small, so I have no memories of it. For me, the 1970s, it's partly is nostalgia, because a lot of what I first encountered in the 70s media was reruns on television, which I was watching with my family. So you're watching shows like Three's Company or Barney Miller or The Muppet Show.
Oh, I know Three's Company and The Muppet Show.
Yeah, so those were all originally from the 70s.
And cheers.
Like I said, you go back far enough. And then that was my first connection to 70s pop culture. And then when I got older and looked back even further, I saw that it wasn't just nostalgia. There was also a lot of experimentation going on at the time. This is the time of grindhouse cinema, indie movies, progressive rock, punk, glam, metal. You know, people were trying stuff. People were taking big swings, which is kind of not what they do nowadays, because making stuff is too expensive. You can't really afford to make big swings and risk all that money. But back then, you know, you could try out new directors, new cinematographers, new actors and scriptwriters and musicians, and just go put it out there and see who responded to it. And I love it. And I love this game. And I cannot wait to share it with everybody.
Is there anything in particular that we should know about the game, like, before we get started making a character in it?
Absolutely, absolutely. This game is powered by the Apocalypse. Have you played other Powered by the Apocalypse games before?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, then you're already familiar with most of the systems that when you make a character, we're going to be using playbooks, which are like predefined groups of abilities for a character archetype that you'll be playing. In fact, because this game is meant to be played at maximum volume, you do not have one playbook. You have two.
Oh,
okay.
And the general dice system is to roll 2d6 and to add an attribute. And you want to roll high. You roll 10 or higher. Your character succeeds, they get what they want, and you get to describe what happens. On a 7 to 9, it's partial success. You get part of what you want, or you get what you want at a cost. And it's kind of a collaboration between the player and the DJ. That's what they call the game master.
Nice.
On a 6 or less, you don't get what you want, and the GM gets to say what happens, and potentially to make a move against you. There are specific moves that players can do. There are certain moves that DJs can do. But yeah, that's kind of the main idea. Now, another thing that is common to this that might not be common to all Powered by the Apocalypse games is the ability to roll with something extra or to roll with something less. Rolling with something extra is rolling with advantage. You get 3d6, you keep the highest two. Rolling with something less is with disadvantage. You roll 3 dice, keep the lowest two. That's pretty much it. I love how simple Powered by the Apocalypse is. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. Like, they're very specialized games. Because with the playbooks, like, take, for example, Masks. Masks is great if you want to play a game about teenage superheroes coming of age. If you want to play a different kind of game, Masks is not for you. And same thing with this. This is the 1970s viewed through the lens of the popular culture of the time, movies, television, comic books, and especially music. So it's not a realistic 1970s. This is the 70s where the colors are brighter, the music is louder, and everything is larger than life. And you go big or you go home. So I think that's all we need to know.
And see, honestly, though, like, it's not just Powered by the Apocalypse. Most games are specialized around one type of story that they tell really well, including D&D.
True.
Like, D&D is a dungeon crawler RPG. 4th edition, arguably heroic fantasy, but most editions of D&D are dungeon crawlers. If you try and do anything that's not a dungeon crawler, you're gonna have to ignore huge sections of the rules because everything is focused around resource management, combat, and finding treasure.
That is fair. Our mutual friend, Mint Rabbit, has always told me is that Dungeons & Dragons is good for playing a Dungeons & Dragons game. But so many other games adapt themselves to 5th edition when it's really not going to tell this kind of story they're trying to tell. But they're doing it because 5th edition says.
Yeah. Anyway, as much as I like to talk about, you know, playing the game by the rules gives you the intended experience, we don't actually do that here on this show. This is the Cat Creation Podcast. So whatever game your story is trying to tell, we're gonna make it tell it with a cat. And in order to do that, the show has some rules that it follows called the Cat Creation Rules that supersede the game's rules. Rule number 1 of which is, we accept no cop-outs. We're making a cat. It's the exact type of animal that comes to mind when I say the word. No anthropomorphic races, no people turned into cats, no lions, no tigers, no other cop-outs you can imagine.
Rule number 2 is we cannot use homebrew/house rules. If the rules in the rulebook do not explicitly allow something to happen, we count it as a rule broken.
Rule number 3, if the game includes stats for a literal cat, those must be used or adapted to the game's character sheet. I'm guessing there's not a literal cat playbook.
I couldn't find one, no. Not official.
Darn.
Alright. Well, even if you found one unofficially, we can't use homebrew or house rules, so.
True.
Yeah, true. Alright. Rule number 4 is the character, class, background, playbook, job, what have you, must exist in the game's core rules or as part of an official expansion.
And I have stuck to that rule. We will only be using playbooks from the core book, the first rules expansion, and 3 of the adventure collections.
Perfect. Rule number 5, the cat can learn any skill available to its class, even if it's not something a cat could normally be trained to do. So, anything that, whatever class we choose, our cat has to be able to do that. And if we can't make an argument for why, then we probably should choose a different class.
Yeah, probably. Rule number 6 is if a tool would be physically impossible for a literal cat to use, even if comically downsized for them, they cannot use it. So getting a cat to drive a muscle car might be kind of hard.
Yeah, we're going to have to discuss this when we talk about the playbooks, because some of them are specifically for things a cat could not easily do.
I say we rule as many of those out as we can. But rule number 7, if a character sheet has a section that is meant to be filled out in collaboration with the whole table, we leave that blank so potential players can make it fit the group they're playing with.
And finally, rule number 8 is we have to keep track of every rule that we break.
And there you go.
Those are all the cat creation rules.
And now I think we can go to, it looks like page 63 in the core rulebook. Characters come alive.
For character creation, there are 6 steps listed in the book. So the first one we're going to actually do, according to the system they have here, is to know your role. This is where you choose your playbook, your starting moves, and your character's attributes. And there are a lot of roles. Your role is what you do. If this was a movie or a TV show and someone was pitching it, this would be what your character does in the story. Boy, are there a lot of them. In the core book alone, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more in the Wide World of 77 Rules expansion. And there is 1 in the Double Feature Adventure Collection number 1. Now we're going to, I think, remove some of these options, specifically because you're playing a cat.
Yep.
So the first one we're going to remove is the Good Old Boy. The Good Old Boy is very obviously inspired by the Dukes of Hazzard, also Smokey and the Bandit, and their whole thing is they love to drive.
Yep.
Can this cat drive?
Probably not.
Not unless we can customize the car. Like, if there's something that explicitly lets us customize features of the car, then no, probably not.
All right, scratch the Good Old Boy. Oh, one other thing, there's a sidebar on page 66 that says all roles are intended to be gender neutral, despite the references to good old boys or tough guys. There's nothing to stop you from playing a good old gal or a tough lady if you want. Or having no gender at all. It's your game. Do what you like. Next up, other one we're going to remove is the Stuntman, because the Stuntman is from Wide World of 77 expansion, and they have a move they have to take which only activates when they drive a vehicle.
No playing as Ryan Gosling's character in, what was it, The Fall Guy?
Yes, this is totally The Fall Guy, which was also a 70s TV series, so.
Yeah, and a book series before that.
Really? Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's cool. I mean, I never knew that Shaft was a series of books before it was a movie. But that's cool. So Stuntman, we'll take it out. Next, if this cat cannot drive a car, can this cat fix a car?
Ooh.
Potentially.
Potentially.
If the car has parts that are comically downsized to work with tools that are comically downsized for cat use.
Okay. So we're losing the Good Old Boy, we're losing the Stuntman. The other one we definitely need to lose is the Vigilante. Because to be a Vigilante, you have to be able to use a gun. Does this cat have an itchy trigger finger?
Does this cat have opposable fingers? I don't think so.
All right. So yeah. So take out the Vigilante is very much inspired by Charles Bronson and Death Wish. They're all about using guns. We drop the Vigilante. That still leaves us with plenty of roles to choose from, though.
Oh, yeah.
So if we look at the core book, the ones that remain are the Bopper, the Honeypot, the Rocker, the Sleuth, and the Tough Guy.
Have we ever done a rock star cat before?
I don't think we have.
I know that we've done cats that could play some simple instruments in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I think we've made, like, a bard or something, or it was part of some fantasy class that, like, it just came with an instrument, and so we thought up something a cat might be able to play, like, bongos or a harmonica.
I think it was a harmonica.
Okay. They had keytars in the 70s, though, right?
I'm not sure.
One moment. When was the keytar invented?
Keytar was invented in 1979.
Oh, well, there you go. So, even if we want to say, nope, that's too late, Electric keyboards still existed before the Keytar did.
True.
We making a keyboard cat?
I think we make a keyboard cat.
Okay. So the other books that it's not that we're going with the rocker, but the other books we could have chosen for are The Gonzo Journalist, The Bounty Hunter, The Grease Monkey, The Specialist, and The Escape Artist.
Grease Monkey is why you were asking about car tools.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
But it sounds like you want a rocker, and that's a great idea.
Now that I'm thinking about it, have we done a mechanic cat either?
I doubt it.
I know we've done a doctor. Have we done a mechanic?
We've done a technician before.
That's sort of close, I guess.
Because I think that was for...
Oh, we did the inventor for Wild West Winter.
Yep.
The one that took us 2 recording sessions.
Cool.
I think Rocker gives us a chance to do something that we just haven't done before, though.
Yeah, true. We love doing new things here.
Okay. So the rocker roll is on page 87.
And if we're looking at the rap sheet collection, I think it's the 4th page.
Yeah, so the rocker is a working musician. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be a rock musician. I mean, the sample character in the book, Johnny Valentine, is a crooner. He sings. But you're some kind of artist that connects with their audience through their soul. And you may have a day job, you usually get by, but you live and die for the gig as you pursue your big stage dreams. So does this cat sing, play keyboard? What genre do you think they might perform in? Are they like, is this like a punk cat? Is this a blues cat? Is this like a progressive rock cat?
We're allowed to get experimental here, right? So what about ambient synth punk rock?
Love it.
Okay.
They have 5 fans. Exactly.
And those fans would die for them.
Yep, they play at the same bar every Friday night. It's always the same 5 people in the audience.
Yeah. All right. So to create a rocker, we choose a name, a look, a story, moves, buzz, hooks, and gear. So what's the name of this cat?
It feels like this cat would probably have like a stage name, right?
Oh, yeah.
And that because the cat is probably one of the other band members' pets, that stage name is probably also just their name.
Oh, true.
So is the band named after the cat, or is the cat named after the band?
That's a good question.
We have a list of suggested names on 87.
Star, Stevie, Ace, Tommy, Rufus, Sly, Ziggy, Dusty, Carly, and Joni.
And I would add Bootsy.
Bootsy. Okay, what if the band is something like John and Bootsy, and the owner is John, who sings and plays bass guitar like it's a standard electric guitar.
Love that.
So Bootsy is the cat.
How do we spell Bootsy?
Bootsy.
What if we go crazy? Z-I-E.
Oh, go for it.
Oh, I was thinking Boots and then dash Y.
Oh my gosh, with a dash?
Yeah.
Actually, that works a lot. That does seem very like something a punk band would do.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Z. If you add Z, that gives you more of like a boy band pop kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the dash is underground.
Yeah, there's like an umlaut over one of the O's.
Okay, so we got Bootsy.
So now we go for the look. You have some sample looks underneath the names.
Glamorous dreads, street clothes, vintage clothes, black leather, jumpsuit. Let's see, the cat probably has glamorous clothes and sunglasses, right?
Absolutely sunglasses. Glamorous clothes. What kind of glamour are we thinking? Like, are we thinking like studded?
It's got to be something that'll go along with, because John's definitely going for a punk rock look, right?
Yeah.
So it's got to be the kind of glamour that could stand on stage next to that and not seem out of place. So I don't know, black with glitter.
Right on.
What do we think about black leather vest with like, I don't know, glitter spikes?
A bedazzled black leather vest.
With Bootsy on the back.
Yep.
Yeah. Made by John's little sister.
Absolutely. That's the clothes. How about the face? When Bootsy puts his face towards the crowd, what do they see? Are we thinking like kiss makeup or just like unadorned, this is me, I'm sharing my soul with you right now?
I think it's unadorned. This cat's not wearing makeup or anything. If he's got, I'm picturing an orange cat with light yellow stripes for some reason. Not quite a Garfield cat, but like.
And the yellow stripes look like lightning bolts.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, of course, if we get to just decide that. Unfortunately, I think the image I'm picturing in my mind is once again Scooter the neutered cat from those, like, spay your pet commercials.
I was actually thinking about that, too, when we were talking about the leather vest and sunglasses.
Yeah. That's a different punk cat. Scooter the neuter, he's like Bootsy's rival. Does this cat have a mullet?
I think if he's got anything, it's gonna be like a pompadour, right?
I was thinking a mohawk, or like a faux hawk.
Like a tall hair, not flowing locks, but like something prominent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's a really floofy kind of cat, and, like, there's just enough fur on him, like a Persian, like an orange Persian or something, so someone could take conditioner and make spikes out of it.
Oh, like Liberty Spikes?
Like a mohawk or something, I don't know.
Okay.
Or but, you know, something along those lines.
Okay. All right, so this is build.
So wait, what are we going with here?
For hair?
Yeah.
Spike Hawk.
Spike Hawk.
We don't have to choose, just make a mohawk out of spikes.
That is a style of Liberty Spikes. So you can do it in a mohawk fashion.
There you go.
It's a hairstyle on the popular game Tony Hawk's American Wasteland.
Did they add it to Skate 4, the recently released?
As far as I know, no. But I haven't played much of Skate 4, surprisingly.
All I know about Skate 4 so far is people keep trying to do the Christ hair in a church and hitting their head on things.
Oh, yeah. There's a big chandelier right in the middle of the church that you just can't get past without smacking right into it.
Oh, man.
Anyway, build, I'd say, again, floofy. This is a floofy cat.
Mm-hmm.
Floofy.
So maybe it's fat, maybe it's skinny. You can't tell. There's too much hair.
Yeah.
It's a certain mystery to Bootsy. No one really knows Bootsy.
Does Bootsy even know himself?
Maybe, maybe not. You might get Bootsy, but you don't know Bootsy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Hypnotic eyes.
Hypnotic eyes.
That's why he wears the sunglasses.
Oh, true.
So you don't get lost in his eyes and can appreciate the performance.
What color should the eyes be?
Let's see, if it's a Persian cat, let's see. Looks like they have, like, yellow, green, or blue. Maybe he's got those, like, pale blue eyes. Well, guys, I can't believe it. I don't know if you can, but we are in the second to last Action Fiction Autumn episode.
Feels like it's coming and going so fast.
I know.
Just fast-paced action.
Yeah, that's how this fall's been.
But yeah, we hope you're enjoying the episode. We're here to talk to you about the show.
Yeah.
Specifically, where to find us online and other fun stuff. So you can find a lot of information about the show by going to badgertrove.com/literalcatpod. You can find a lot of info over there, the most recent episodes, links to all of our socials. You can also find our email over there, which is literalcatpod@gmail.com. And you can use that email to send us things like games to check out, if you want to be a guest on the show, or if you have a challenge for us to do.
Speaking of that email, there is a new picture of a cat in there. One moment, I am pulling it up.
Okay.
This is from Kimber. Her cat's name is Muffin.
Muffin is such a good cat name.
Yeah. Apparently an old lady who turned 18 earlier this year, so happy belated birthday to Muffin.
Happy birthday, Muffin.
Is Muffin... Yeah, Muffin's missing an eye.
Oh, poor Muffin.
Yeah. Apparently had a operation a few years ago.
One of those military ops. Those things get really ugly.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, yeah, so shout out to Kimber. If you want your cat shouted out on the podcast, send us an email with a picture of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, go to badgertrove.com/literalcatpod to find that email, find our socials, and if you're not subscribed to the show yourself and you're just listening in your friend's car, you know, your friend right there in the green, Stetson, again, bold fashion choice there. I love it.
That is very bold.
Or if you're one of the people that Kimber has apparently told about the show, go to badgertrove.com/literalcatpod. There's a button there that says subscribe with your favorite app. If you open the page on your phone and you press that button, it will automatically try and load it into the podcast app that you are already using. Or if you don't have an app for that already, then just press the button and it will tell you some places you can download it.
Yeah, it's a very useful, handy little guide over there.
Yeah. You can also I don't know, download the character sheets for this or any previous episode, stuff like that.
All of these cats are free to use in your own games.
Yep. Now, there is one other button on the Badger Trove website that you might care about, and that's our Patreon. The reason that you might care about that right now in particular, all of the cats that we've made this month due to this theme, we have our patrons to thank for that, because our patrons picked the theme of Action Fiction Autumn. And as soon as November ends, we are going to be launching another poll where our patrons are going to have the opportunity to help pick the next theme, which will be for the summer of 2026.
Yeah, so get on over there. That is patreon.com/badgertrove. We've got a few tiers, but I believe voting is open to all tiers, correct?
Yep. I think it's been a while since we've run through it, and it's almost the end of Action Fiction Autumn. I say we run through the membership tiers real quick.
Okay, yeah.
So, for $2 a month, that's our lowest tier. That's the Badger Pawn tier. That will get you VIP status in our Discord, which, you could join anyway. There's also a link to that on badgertrove.com, but you'll get the VIP role in the Discord for that. You'll also get access to our production and release calendar. So when I know in advance what episode we're doing, so can you. Sometimes that'll be updated for months on end.
Yeah.
There have been times when we've been scheduled out for at least half a year in advance.
Yeah, Joel's on it.
So you can have access to that schedule that early if you want. At the Badger Night tier, which is our $5 a month tier, you get early access to episodes. Usually I get those out a week early.
By the way, you also get everything in the previous tier, as per usual with Patreon.
Yeah, of course. There are also, we haven't done very many of them, but for the few bonus things that we've done a couple of actual plays where we've used cats that we made on the show in different systems and tried to mash that together. I think both of those might be out on the main feed. There is also one session so far of a game that Avalon and I ran testing a system that I'm working on. Got some friends of ours, some people who have been on the show in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Who was that? James and Colin? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Fun stuff. Good and a good listen.
So if we ever get any more bonus content like that, you'll get access to that at the $5 tier. And if we don't, then you'll still get the episodes early.
Yep.
At the Badger Bishop tier, we currently don't have anyone at this tier. It's a $10 a month tier. We will start doing a bi-monthly live recording where the Badger Bishops can weigh in live during an episode.
Yep. You'll be able to see our creative making process in real time, and you get to be a part of it.
Yep. That'll basically happen every other month.
Yep. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, again, patreon.com/badgertrove. Get over there, because at the end of November, like Joel said, we're doing another theme poll, and that is a way to make your voice heard, because voting is important.
Yeah. Now, I will say, I think we've said this a few times. I know the winter season is going to be particularly rough. It usually is for people, just a lot going on. And so we are aware that it's not really a good time to start a subscription. So if you would like to, we will just be opening this one up to a one-time payment as well, like what's the $2 tier. That'll be it. This will probably be the only time we do that, unless we do another one of these polls in the winter in the future. Then we'll probably do it again then.
Yep. So you don't have to worry about putting in your info and then forgetting about it next month,
Yep.
When the holiday season rolls around.
Yeah, we don't want to do that to you.
Yeah. We're looking out for you guys.
Well, I don't know about that. We are still asking for money in order to vote in the poll, but
that's true.
Anyway, Avalon, where can people find you online? Just real quick.
You can find me online, mostly on Blue Sky and Twitch at Avalon Alchemist. I do some posting and I do some streaming from time to time. So, yeah, come join. See me live via Goofball. Joel, where can people find you on the internet?
They can find me pretending to be a pile of sludge and tentacles called Omam or VT. That's on Blue Sky, Twitch, and YouTube for the most part. Also Tumblr.
Yeah.
And anyway, I think that's it from us.
Yeah, we'll let you guys get back to the show.
So we got a name, we got a look. Now we need to, I believe, select our story. Now your story is your second playbook. If the rocker is where you're at, the story is how'd you get here?
All right.
Actually, that's a step 2. Weird. Step 2 is right in the middle of step 1, apparently. All right, so for your story in the core book, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Is that the basic buzz?
No, Buzz comes a bit later.
Okay.
So the story is your character's background, their origin, and additional source of moves and abilities. So there's 9 in the core book. I believe there are 3 more stories in the wide world, and there's 2 more in double feature. There's 1 double feature 2 and 1 double feature 4. So from the core book, your backgrounds are All-Star, Ex-Con, Former Badge, Glam, Humble Beginnings, Kung Fu, One Bad Mother, War Veteran, X-Tech.
And what page is this on?
Page 109. Yeah, it's the one thing about the way that this book lays out is that you kind of jump around a bit. Like
That's unfortunate.
It almost makes more sense, to me at least, would be like choose your role and your attributes. Or choose your role and your moves, choose your story and your moves, because it's going to affect your attributes, whatever you do. Then your buzz, your hooks, and your gear.
All right, so initial thoughts reading these descriptions. First off, strange gadget, science fiction, and blinking lights, X-Tech. We could have a cat who's using contraptions to help him play a piano, or just the fact that he's got the cat Keytar is in and of itself pretty strange. It's new tech, right?
Oh, yes. It's future tech.
Or we just go Glam.
Or Glam. Yeah. So, like I said, we can do... So, X-Tech is... the 1970s was a time with a lot of science fiction and weird technology. This is the time of the $6 Million Man, the Bionic Woman, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Greatest American Hero. Lots of things like there's aliens and there's technology and we have it and we don't really know how to use it, but we have it and we're using it. Glam is more about accessing the enigmatic force that binds us together and makes the world funkier. Glam is where we find people like Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, or Starveya. This is the glam lifestyle. You live a bit beyond what normal people see as reality. Is this where Bootsy lives? Or is Bootsy integrated with technology that allows him to create his music?
It's a good question. I'm leaning more towards glam.
Yeah, I feel like Bootsy's a bit high concept, which would fit in with Glam a bit better.
True.
Yeah, because he does live that rocker life, despite being, not selling out Madison Square Garden, but...
Hey, keywords in there, first 3, not selling out.
Yeah, exactly. Not a sellout.
One of the stories that was added in Double Feature 4 was punk. So you can be a glam rocker or you can be a punk rocker.
Ooh.
I feel like John wants to be a punk rocker, but we very much set up Bootsy to be a glam rocker.
Yeah, true. He's bedazzled. He's out here.
Creative tension between John and Bootsy, but Bootsy's currently the dominant partner in the relationship.
He sells the tickets, all 5 of them.
Okay. So yeah, glam works great with rocker, obviously. Okay. So we're going to so Bootsy is a glam rocker. So now we get to choose the moves. Now in Spirit of 77, there are some basic moves that anybody can do, like get out of the way of a punch, or try to persuade someone to see things your way. And then there are the custom moves that you have to be a specific role or story to do. So as a rocker, Bootsy gets the move Mesmerizing, which means that Bootsy gets to start with +1 to their soul attribute. We'll be doing the attribute array next, but all rockers start with +1 soul, because soul is what they're all about.
Nice. Now we get to choose 2 more, it looks like.
Yeah.
So we got Backstage Pass. In the nighttime world, they always believe you're either with the band or on the list. You can always get into or backstage at a venue such as concert, theater, or nightclub. God of Thunder. If it's too loud, they're too old, and it's time to use it to your advantage. I don't know if we fit that old gods of Asgard vibe from the Alan Wake games or not, but that's them, right?
Mm-hmm.
They would fit that. Black Belt and Crazy. When you sit at a fight to play an inspiring tune to fire up your friends while performing, everyone on the team rolls with something extra and gains the area trait for their melee attacks. This song's for you. When you dedicate a song and sing it to someone, you can use +smooth instead of +brains when giving them the 3rd degree, and you can also roll with something extra on your next smooth roll involving them. Or Groupie Magnet. Rockers tend to gather groups of dedicated fans around them who will nearly do anything to please the rocker. Groupies count as a gang of a couple of guys, 1 to 5 members, perfect.
Yeah.
Though they are nearly worthless in combat. Yeah. They can always be used for other tasks. When you suggest that a groupie do a favor for you, roll +smooth.
Okay.
All right. So it sounds like you're leaning towards Groupie Magnet because Bootsy has fans.
Yeah, John and Bootsy have 5 fans exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We will know their names. They will be reoccurring characters throughout the series.
All right, so that's one choice, but you also get to choose one other. So is Bootsy able to get into any nightclub that he wants? Is he able to inspire his friends when they're fighting? Or is he able to, like, dedicate a song and just charm someone completely?
I feel like Bootsy would not, like, only having 5 fans and being a literal cat, I feel like he would not be able to just, like, charm his way backstage at any venue. John might be able to, but...
Yeah, not Bootsy.
Not Bootsy.
I was leaning towards Black Belt and Crazy.
Oh yeah, Inspire. That sounds like something Bootsy would do.
Yeah.
Just the action starts. He finds something resembling a piano and starts going to town on it.
He's like, hey, we need some background music for this fight. I got you.
Trying to get all Elton John up in here.
Exactly.
All right, so a black belt and crazy and a groupie magnet.
I think those are our starting moves.
I think as we go back to the glam, there's also moves for that. So as a glam, you get the move Who Looks Fabulous. By adopting the glam lifestyle, your character has an outward appearance that is more extravagant than others. While you're wearing your glamorous wardrobe, anytime you have to roll smooth, you can roll soul instead. So yeah, so not only does your character have a high soul for being a rocker, but now instead of having to roll smooth to get your groupies to do something for you, you get to roll soul instead.
Okay.
And you get to choose an extra one.
So we already get like a bonus to soul because of being a rocker, and glam gives us the ability to roll soul instead of smooth.
Right.
Okay, I understand correctly then. So that's going to be great with our groupies.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So the other options are Mind Reader. The powers of Glam give you an insight into people you talk to. That ain't right. The Glam is giving you an unsettling presence to be around. Sparkle Motion. By spinning around in a circle, you have the capability of changing your clothing from normal to fabulous. Basically from normal fabulous clothes to a more conservative appearance, complete with eyeglasses.
And no one will recognize you until you change back to your former self.
Yes. So if this cat just takes off the outfit and just goes out as a regular cat, nobody will know.
No one knows it's Bootsy. Where did Bootsy go? Nobody knows.
He's gone.
Yeah, it can't possibly be this regular old Persian cat here.
Nope. Bootsy has left the building.
Superfly, fire explosions, machine gun fire, it doesn't matter, you always keep your cool. Toast of the town, when you announce your presence in the beginning of a scene, roll plus smooth. Let's see, dazzling comeback. When you've been disabled, restrained, knocked unconscious, or otherwise taken out of a fight, raise your hand, point to the sky, call upon the power of glam, and roll plus soul. On a 10 plus, you can recover enough harm to keep fighting, etc.
Mm-hmm.
One of the pretty people, which requires a move called Who Looks Fabulous.
Yeah. So that's the default one that you get. You got that allows you to roll soul instead of smooth. It's basically saying you can use one of these to, when you choose your attribute array, to increase.
From a +1 to a +2.
Or a +2 to a +3.
Well, that's Star Child.
Yeah. So again, since we haven't done the attribute array yet, again, it's a little weird the way the book lays it out, but it's just letting you know that if you decide that you really want that +2 to be a +3, you can spend your one extra glam move to do that.
Do we want to save it just in case that looks like a thing, or do any of those stand out to you, like, right now?
Not particularly.
Sparkle Motion or Dazzling Comeback might be interesting, but if you guys want to save it just in case we want a higher stat on something, then we can do that.
Well, is that so Superfly, no matter what happens, your hair, and your clothes always look perfect.
Now, what does that do for us gameplay-wise?
Absolutely nothing. It just means that if Bootsy gets caught in a burning building or falls through like a car wash, Bootsy will always come out the other side looking perfect.
That is a pretty cool superpower.
Yeah, cats do have 9 lives.
That would be great to just see building blowing up, and then you just see this cat walking out perfectly done hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not a mark on him.
Cats have 9 lives is also my argument for Dazzling Comeback.
I think Dazzling Comeback is really good.
That's true. I love the idea that you can tie Bootsy up, but you can never hold him down.
Mm-hmm. So do we want to go with Dazzling Comeback then?
I really like it. I also like Sparkle Motion just for the disguise thing, but Dazzling Comeback I think is, if we only get one, which we do, that's the one I want.
Okay, same.
I mean, you can always advance the character later and get more, but for starting out, yeah, dazzling comeback works.
All right.
Yeah.
So now we'll want to choose our attribute array. Characters get 5 attributes: might, hustle, smooth, brains, and soul. And they're pretty self-explanatory. Might is your physical prowess and your toughness. If you're going to kick down a door or toss a guy over a bar, you need to have a lot of might. Hustle is speed and precision, and it's used in ranged combat, and those who practice kung fu can use hustle instead of might when they fight people. It's also like stealth and, balance and things like that. Smooth it's your social stat. How charming are you? How persuasive are you? How seductive are you?
We can roll to soul instead of smooth, right?
Yeah. You don't have to have smooth if you got soul. Brains is, intelligence. Do you understand this piece of X technology that is in front of you? Can you figure out the code that this spy is using? That kind of thing. And finally is soul. Soul is the spark of creativity that creates something new. It's something that a musician like Bootsy would need to have. It's also your connection to the forces of the universe beyond what the normal eye can see. It's very important.
Oh.
If you don't have soul, it's hard to... Like, I put it this way. Almost anyone can learn how to play a guitar. But if you want to sit on an empty stage with that guitar and hold an entire auditorium spellbound, there has to be some soul behind it.
Gotta have soul.
Exactly. And the good news is Bootsy definitely does have soul, at least a +1 to it, if not more.
At least.
No, I'm looking at the point spreads, and it looks like I'm trying to understand here. Is there like a total that they all add up to? Is it like
5?
5.
Yeah, usually it's a 5. Like the balanced one is everything gets a +1. Mm-hmm. And then you can choose special. You can't have anything higher than a 2. And if you take multiple 2s, you're going to have attributes you're not so good at and have -1s. Like I think the range in the game is from -1 to +4 is like the max, but I think you can't get higher than a 3 during character creation. I think I'll have to double check that.
I think we take goes to 11, the 2-1-1-0-0 spread.
Yeah.
Okay.
That way we can start with what would that would be a +3 soul if we're allowed to put it there.
Well, yeah.
So we start out with soul either maxed out or nearly maxed out if it's like other Powered by the Apocalypse games. And then we have 2 things that we are average at, and then 2 Actually, would it make sense to have 1 -1?
Yeah, is there something that Bootsy's not really stellar at?
I feel like it's possible. Bootsy would be bad at... What was the one that was like ranged attacks and stealth? That was hustle, right?
Yeah.
Bootsy is too glamorous to be stealthy and doesn't have enough opposable thumbs to be able to manipulate ranged weaponry or anything like that. So I feel like a negative to hustle would make sense.
Yeah, I think you would be right, and that would give them a +1 at everything else. So decent, smart enough, smooth enough, strong enough. Just doesn't hustle that much. Bootsy doesn't hurry.
Yeah,
they'll wait for Bootsy.
And then I think we still put our +2 in soul, which will turn it into a +3, and then everything else is a 1.
Okay. Next, we're going to choose your buzz. What page is that?
65, I think. Or no, 64. It's right under rolls.
Okay. So your buzz is your character's motivation. What is Bootsy into? What motivates Bootsy to go out and have these crazy adventures? And how they put it in the book is that if you need to think of it as like a movie trailer voice saying, "In a world gone mad, Bootsy is looking for blank." So we have some options. We have a lot of options. Are they pursuing adventure? Are they in it for the money? Are they looking for the crown, establishing themselves as being superior? Are they looking to escape their old life? Are they after fame and glory and everything that comes with it? Do they live by a code of honor? Are they pursuing justice? Are they looking for love or just looking for lust? Is this all about payback? Does Bootsy need peace of mind? Redemption. Does Bootsy want redemption? Does Bootsy want respect? Is Bootsy all about the thrills? Do they want to find the truth? Or do they want vindication?
I like either the crown for a specific recognition or respect for being well known. I feel like fame and glory maybe goes a little against the characterization we have thus far.
The buzz is mechanically allows you to get experience for pursuing it. So if Bootsy's pursuing fame and glory, any session where they grandstand or promote themselves, they gain XP. Which, you're right, doesn't really sound like Bootsy.
Yeah, no, Bootsy's too low-key for that.
I think respect is a really good one. Because,
my argument for the crown, I agree, respect is probably what we go with, but my argument for the crown is, You know how there's all those like stories about a like garage band and their dream is to play on one specific stage or venue that's like a local one, not literally once in a lifetime event, but for them it's once in a lifetime opportunity to be there.
Okay. So for respect, you get experience in any session where you are recognized in a positive light by others. But if you want the crown, you get experience in any session where you overcome or defeat a superior foe in single competition.
Oh.
So that would be like a frequent battle of the band storyline.
Yeah, that's what Bootsy lives to compete with other bands and prove that Bootsy is superior.
I feel like, respect is still probably the way to go. I don't think Bootsy, John might be in it for the competition. And if Bootsy is wanting to satisfy John, they'd probably go along with it. But I think if it's Bootsy's motivation, respect is probably all they care about.
Respect as an artist. As a visionary, as a beacon of glam. Respect Bootsy.
I do love this like image that we've created though of this like cat who plays like on a synth on an electric keyboard, whose partner is just like the most stereotypical punk rocker imaginable.
They balance each other so perfectly. That's the thing.
They do, and I do feel like someone could like if you wanted to take John in a certain direction, he might want to win the battle of the bands. I don't think that would be Bootsy's motivation.
Yeah, Bootsy doesn't live for like the trophies and accolades. The respect of Bootsy's peers. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're getting a really good idea of this cat and why they do the things they do. So we got the buzz. Next up is the hooks. Now, hooks are your Bootsy's connections to other player characters, which is something you have to do with other players. So we can't actually do them on this podcast.
Yeah.
So we skipped that part. But, it's just stuff like, one of the examples from the rocker is like, among all the phonies I deal with, at least blank keeps me grounded. Or I can always trust blank to tell me the truth. Or I still owe blank money. Yeah.
I still owe that guy for making this keytar for me.
Exactly. There's this grease monkey that made me this instrument, and I still owe him for it. So yeah, it's just ways that you link up with other characters, because they like to avoid the whole you all meet in a tavern thing. It's like you all know each other, you all have history with each other. That's why you're a group.
Yeah,
that's a pretty common like powered by the apocalypse thing. I feel like is that you establish at the beginning, like even if this is your first time working together for whatever reason, one of you knows the other from something.
Yeah, you're all connected somehow.
There's no need for someone to pause and look at the camera and say, I'm so-and-so from such and such, and this is what I do.
Unless it's that kind of movie.
Unless.
And everyone gets their turn.
Yeah, like you do like the heist movie with the freeze frame. It's just like, Rocco, the muscle.
Yeah, get those like title card frames that inspired the Borderlands character intros.
Right on, yeah. So if we skip the hooks, that lets us go to your stuff. So everybody has a thing. Every character starts with one. It's a permanent part. Makes your character who they are. And as such, it can never be permanently lost, stolen, or destroyed. No matter what happens, your thing will always come back to you.
I feel like we could make that either John or our synth.
Yep, either one of those could work.
I feel like it's got to be the synth, right? More important than John.
The keyboard is how the cat makes his art.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like if we wanted to, like, we should leave John, like, open, because someone could totally take him and just play the punk playbook, and there you go. That's your
character.
Yeah, just the punk is his story, and for the other role, he could be another rocker, a punk rocker and a glam rocker working together. It could be something else. He could be a punk tough guy, or a punk grease monkey, punk bounty hunter. When he's not playing gigs, he's off chasing skip tracers. So for this thing, it sounds like we're leaning towards the special instrument.
Yeah.
So Bootsy's instrument is you either found, purchased, or built the perfect musical instrument for yourself. Work out with the DJ what makes it so special. So this is a Keytar 2 years before the Keytar is actually invented. This is future tech.
And small enough for a cat to play.
Yes, small enough and simple enough that a cat can play incredible synth music, ambient synth on it.
Yep.
And it's never getting lost, can always be rebuilt, and will always come back to Bootsy. It's Bootsy's thing. And so
there you go.
And in terms of being a rocker, you get your starting gear, which is your starting cash is $100.
Okay.
Yeah. The clothing of your choice, which we've already described.
Mm-hmm.
The appropriate instrument, which we have also described,
Mm-hmm.
and flyers for your next gig. And that's Bootsy. That's Bootsy the Glam Rocker Cat. We're done.
All right.
Dang.
That's Bootsy.
Fast to make characters, fast to play. It's top speed gaming in a way.
We found that to be the case with a lot of games trying to emulate, like, especially the, like, 70s and 80s B-movie style of film is, like, it's not a thing that takes a long time.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, is that you don't want to spend a whole bunch of time with a backstory or doing a lot of math. You want to get started. We cut to, John and Bootsy's latest gig, and then something happens that leads them on to a new adventure. One of my favorite things about this game is how you're supposed to kick off every session with a question for the players. And like the pre-made adventures have their own pre-made questions, but there's actually a list of them in the book. When I did the actual play for Spirit of 77 back 10 years ago, my question was, whose idea was it to steal the beer truck? And from that simple question, a whole mess of stuff happened. But it's just cool idea. It's like, why are you at this bar mitzvah? How did this building catch on fire? It's just, you ask the players, you're in the middle of it. We're not waiting for the action to start. The action is happening right now, but I need you to fill me in on, how did we get here? Why is a giant ape destroying the waterfront? Please explain this to me.
You see, that's a great question. It all started when I opened this banana, right?
Right.
Well, how are we supposed to know that that train car had zoo animals in it?
Or the banana was radioactive.
Fun fact, all bananas are actually radioactive.
Yeah, but this one was more radioactive.
This is solely radioactive. This is one of them uranium bananas.
Radioactive banana, giant ape, oldest story in the book, seen it 1,000 times.
I mean, isn't that just the plot of Rampage?
Yeah. Back to B movies.
Where else are you supposed to go?
Yeah. I mean, Spirit of 77 technically does have a setting. It's simply called The City.
The City.
Oh, just like City of Mist.
Yeah, it never says it's Chicago or it's Boston or it's New York or it's LA. It's The City.
Could be any city.
As a glam rock hero, Bootsy is, of course, obligated to stick it to the man every opportunity that Bootsy has. Naturally.
Of course.
Because the man is a constant presence in the world of Spirit of 77. Anytime an individual who has an advantage over others uses that advantage to keep other people down, to make other people miserable, to enrich themselves at the expense of everyone else, that individual at that moment has become the man. And whoever serves them is working for the man. And you must find ways to stick it to the man and hassle the man right back. Because the man's all about punching down. That's not how Bootsy rolls.
Of course not. Bootsy's better than that.
Absolutely. But yeah, like I said, it's real fast. We're done. What'd you guys think?
I liked it.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
Yeah, thanks for doing this.
Oh, thank you. Like I said, it's honestly one of the favorite games I've ever run. I really wish I got to run it more often.
All right, and I don't know that we explicitly broke any rules, although there was a pretty heavy implication, I feel like, that we play as a human. Most of this seems to be geared toward the idea that we're playing as a human, so that's probably a rule broken.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I had all those extra roles and stories and rules, and we just stuck to the core book, and we still made a very interesting cat.
Yeah, I think so.
That's cool.
All right, so is there anything that you would like to promote here before we close up?
Absolutely. Monkeyfun Studios is still out there. They're still making games. They have lots of them besides Spirit of 77. So you should check them out. They actually have a Kickstarter coming up. It's a role-playing game where you're a crack team of zombie commandos raiding a mall to stop cultists from summoning an elder god. It's called Big Dead Heroes.
That does sound interesting.
So yeah, so that's all kinds. Monkeyfun Studios does all kinds of wild games, so definitely check them out. And support indie RPGs. Go to itch.io, go on Tumblr, and check out Mint Rabbit's blog. There's an RPG for that. And listen to podcasts on the Badger Strove, because they're cool. I've been on one twice.
Thank you.
And thank you for having me back.
With that out of the way, Avalon, do you have a cat pun for us?
Actually, let me check my notes. I actually do not. I've run out. My well is kind of run dry.
Oh, we didn't pick a theme song for Bootsy.
Oh.
Every hero in Spirit of 77 has their own theme music.
Well, what do we think a good theme song would be?
I suppose it might be super obvious. How about Get Back Honky Cat by Elton John?
I'll take it.
Yeah. I can't say I've heard that one, but I like the name of it.
Yeah. The only other option I could think of is there is a musician called Bootsy Collins, who was part of Parliament Funkadelic, which was huge in the 70s and still is. And let's, if we look up Parliament Funkadelic titles.
Dr. Funkenstein, Such a good name for a song.
I'm also looking up David Bowie songs.
That's another good one. Tear the Roof Off the Sucker.
How did I not know that Suffragette City was David Bowie? See, oh, you know Starman?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that could be an intro for our cat, potentially.
Well, I mean, like, space was a huge thing, like the Mothership, Rocket Man, Space Oddity. Yeah, maybe something glam. Did David Bowie ever do a cat titled song?
He did a song for a 1982 erotic horror film called Cat People. The song is called Putting Out Fire.
Wow.
Huh.
Oddly enough, not a reference to the cat who became temporarily famous in 1996 for rescuing her kittens from a fire.
Ooh.
Dang, unrelated.
Completely unrelated. Total coincidence.
Okay, Moon Age Daydream, Suffragette City.
Well, I'm gonna does Putting Out Fire sound like the sort of thing a cat would walk out on stage to?
Alright.
Let's hear.
Give it a listen.
Maybe. Got kind of a slow build-up. I don't know, it's kind of a slow build-up. It might be a little too slow. It's not loud enough, I think, is the issue.
Ah, I see.
It's for an erotic horror film, so it's...
Could be the love theme for all we know.
Yeah.
Listening to Dr. Funkenstein right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Parliament Funkadelic has their own characters and lore, their own shared universe, which I actually liberally borrowed from when I ran Spirit of 77. DJ Starchild showed up at one point. That's one of the things. Also have guys like Sir Nose, who refuses to dance. He will not dance.
Dang.
Yeah, so it's like something kind of experimental, something that cat, but it sounds like you want something kind of loud.
Loud but glamorous. It doesn't have to be too loud. It's just that the song that I was listening to was not even like medium loud.
How about Moon Age Daydream? That's a pretty percussive song, but not too much.
I think that's a good choice.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I was trying to give the other one a chance, and it took me a minute to get to it, and it just wasn't there. This one, 10 seconds. 10 seconds, and I thought, yeah, this'll work.
Yep.
All right. So Bootsy's theme music is Moon Age Daydream by Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars.
Yep.
Nice.
Perfect. I guess we have that in lieu of a cat pun, I guess?
I guess so. I do have somewhat of a pun. There's not like a setup punchline, but it is punny.
Let's go for it.
Words. In an alternate universe where cats behave like humans and make their own films, the Cat Roddy Kid trains under Mr. Meow Yagi.
There you go, everyone.
There's your action fiction autumn pun.
Wow.